All right, guys, I've got to make a video because I've been ranting in there like all morning long because I got so many things. I got two major things on my head. One is the contention. It came from me reading my comments. I shouldn't have done that this early this morning. But the large contingent of Cowboy fans that want us to lose. They don't like that we're playing so well just because they want to get their boy back in there. And they want to see how this team would be with Romo. We want to see, and I don't understand that mentality. I do not get it. This team is playing at a level that they haven't played in a long time. And when you start tinkering with stuff for non-winning purposes, when you want to do it, maybe we can do this better, maybe this and that. When you start tinkering with stuff, you start messing up that formula. That formula is growing, and it's growing naturally. It's growing on its own, and it's getting stronger on its own. It's starting to believe in itself. It's starting to do the things that it needs to do to become a juggernaut in the future. A juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? And you don't. I just thought of this right now. You don't want to. Your next guy, your next, and I only think about this because of Brock Osweiler and how that affected him when they pulled Brock and put Peyton back in, and we know they could have put a scarecrow back there at quarterback and won the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl. But when they did that they affected Brock. Brock isn't any good. Not well, he's okay. I'm not saying as far as playing, but it affected that player's mentality. And if this guy is going to be our guy for the next 10 years, we don't want to put any seeds in his brain of distrust. Oh, man, they'll come in here one day and do this. You don't want to mess up what's going on just because you like this guy over here, because that has nothing to do with winning. You make all that's another life lesson to you kids. Make all your decisions in alignment with your goals in life. If you're going to make a decision for something, you got to think about it. Will this keep me going toward my goal, directly toward my goal? And if it does, you do it. If it doesn't, then don't do it. Don't deviate from where it's already going, and you're already headed toward your path. So that's what's going on right now. We don't need to change it. Now, on the same token, and I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to show you how real I am. On the same token, if Dak rolls his ankle next week or hurts his shoulder or somebody gets a good hit on him or whatever, and Romo has to come in, and Romo has the best QBR in the league, and he's playing lights out football again and all that kind of stuff, then where does Dak stay? Dak stays on the bench. He stays on the bench until Romo hurts himself or Romo plays bad or what. And guess who wins out of that scenario that I just painted? Guess who wins? The Dallas Cowboys. They're the winner out of that whole situation. Because there's no situation where we are not going to have a good quarterback back there unless you take out both our quarterbacks, which is ridiculous. So right now we're in a place that we should absolutely be enjoying, and we getting so much anger from people that want Tony Romo back. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, done with that thing. Clean up the Cowboy, and we need to clean up the Cowboy fan base. We don't need to think about superstars. We need to think about the team first. Dez is the same way. I was in chat. Everybody was like, it's crazy to get rid of Dez. It's crazy to get rid of Dez. It's not crazy to get rid of Dez. Do I want to get rid of Dez? No, I don't want to get rid of Dez. I want us to figure out how to make Dez into Julio Jones, because Dez has Julio Jones type ability. That's what I want. But no, if this player is not taking us from here to here, then and that player is worth a lot, then you can get rid of this player and get this player and this player and this player to help on the other side of the football that would help us as well. So it's all about getting your team better. It's not about the names on the back of these uniforms. And I was this way with Michael Irvin and Emmett and all that kind of stuff. Emmett was one of my favorite players. Mike was now I did shed a tear with Mike because he hurt his back. I didn't like the way Mike went out. But when Emmett left, I didn't shed a tear for Emmett. I didn't, and Emmett gave everything for the Cowboys. Emmett still loved the Cowboys. There's no problem there. Tony Romo will always love the Cowboys. He might go play for the Denver Broncos, which they need to figure out how to get Tony Romo in that with that defense, and they'll give him a championship. But Tony Romo will always love the Dallas Cowboys, and you guys will always love Tony Romo. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. Right now, you have to keep your loyalty with the team and where the team is going. Period. Secondly, I watched those guys on First Take, and I'm trying not to send a video in and trying because they wanted to debate, and I don't want to send a video because I don't really want to be on TV. I like the internet. The internet's so much better. I can say what I want and I can do what I want. But they were not giving Dak, and they had a compelling argument for everybody for MVP except for Dak and Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, they talked about Matt Ryan. Oh, they talked about David Carr. Oh, they talked about Tom Brady. And just glance over. Oh yeah, and just because the Cowboys are 7-1 and they're getting lucky, and NFC is so weak and all that kind of stuff, then Dak and Ezekiel Elliott have to be considered as well. That was the whole attitude. But when you think about it, this team could not win a game last year without Dak and Dak Prescott. It was and Zeke. They could not win a game in the NFL. And go back and look at those games because I know we have problems there. Go back and look at those games when we had Castle and Whedon and Kellen Moore and Darren McFadden, 1,000-yard rusher. We didn't look nearly like the team we are right now, and that in my mind is the definition of most valuable player. On the other end of the coin, over there in New England, the only way they lost is they had to lose their third string quarterback. That's the only way they lose. They had to lose their third string quarterback. They didn't have Brady. They didn't have Gronk. They didn't have their backup quarterback. And their third string quarterback, who's a rookie that was drafted after our quarterback, hurt his finger, and then they lost finally. But Brady, oh my God, Brady. And you just plug Brady into a formula, a really working formula. And I was telling somebody else, we don't know. I mean, I know this is sacrilegious, but we don't know. I mean, I'll put it in terms that you understand. What if Tom Brady was in Dallas and had the coaching staff that Tony Romo has had his entire life, and Tony Romo was in New England and had Bill Belichick all their life? Where would those two quarterbacks be? That's my gift to you, Tony Romo fans, because that is, again, the truth. Holla at you. Peace.